Greetings, geeks. We're back. It's episode 799 of Geeks in Space. I am Rob Commander Taco Maldo. You're listening to the oldest podcast on the internet, here with Chris DeBona.
Hi.
Rob Roseboom.
Hello.
Gentlemen, it has been so long since we listened to that music together.
Yeah.
And we won't even spend... okay, Barbenheimer happened while we were away. It's been so long.
Did you watch Barbie or Oppenheimer?
I watched both now. I'm caught up.
Did you like them?
I did actually. They're both great movies for what they are. You'll both enjoy them tremendously in 3 months when they're out on a streaming service.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to sound like an old man yelling at the cloud. But the idea of going to of a Nolan movie in theaters where I can't manage the sound or captions, I'm just not interested.
I think that the new rule for Nolan movies should be, instead of getting 3D glasses, you get a mixer. Everybody gets their own mixer and headphones.
It's like, I know he's trying to tell us a story with the music, but for fuck's sake.
Maybe tell me the story with the story.
Well, I mean, it's a story we all know. But.
For sure.
Some of us know. I was amazed at how many things I've seen of people saying, is the bomb real from Oppenheimer?
Oh, good Lord. That can't be true. Really?
Dude.
Well, I mean, they faked it for the movie, but that's not what they're asking.
Is World War II real? Was the moon landing?
There was a Nolan interview where he said he has been asked by people if they really set off an atomic bomb, because he's so known for being so detailed and practical with his effects. Did you make a real atom bomb? But no, he did not. I did actually have a family gathering this weekend, and this topic of Barbenheimer came up, and somebody asked me what Oppenheimer was about. And I'm like, it's about Oppenheimer. How could you have paid no attention, to not at least know that it's about the bomb?
Can I tell you a thing that happened to me?
In your 2 weeks?
Well, it's been more than that, right? I mean, it's been
15 days since the last time we tried to record 15 days ago, but we didn't.
That's right. So I've been to 2 funerals, and I've crossed this great country of ours, getting a kid to grad school and all this other stuff. And at one of the funerals, one of my cousins didn't quite, but was going down a selling me essential oils.
Oh, nice.
At a breakfast.
Nice.
Before then. And I'm like, am I really getting MLM'd at a funeral? And it was kind of amazing. I mean, yeah. So it's been a minute. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's been a time.
Oh, listeners.
That's right. So the oldest thing that we didn't get to the last time we recorded, and we can go kind of quick through some of these, but there was a story about the IMAX projectors still running on Palm Pilots, but are now being emulated on iPads.
Yeah.
Which
that's very key.
That's pretty great. And there's a picture of an IMAX theater with an iPad with a picture of a palm on it. That's so cute. But I mean, for legacy stuff, we've all been there, right? We've all got, that one Raspberry Pi that was running some system somewhere for 10 years. And what are you gonna do?
Or old PCs running CNC machines from the 80s,
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a reason that all those you still have to sometimes buy motherboards that have 9-pin serial ports, because there's some machine that was designed in the 70s that still needs it.
Yeah,
it's never going away. There was an interesting one. Well, I wanted to mention that there's one that China has mandated that AI must follow the core values of socialism. Which I thought was really great, and I didn't post it, but because I saw an article almost the same day, which was some Republicans saying AI will be fine because we'll program it to follow Christianity. So it really seems like the AIs are just going to play out, what's been happening.
They're chicken breast, they reflect whatever sauce you stick on.
Mm-hmm.
It's everyone reads what they want from it. It's
right.
It's not technology. It's now something else. It's aspirational or some nonsense like that.
So it has been so long since we talked that we haven't talked about the fact that Elno renamed Twitter X.
Yeah, I don't know. Do I care? Do we care?
I just want to say that might be okay.
If you go to twitter.com, it still renders.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
But it has an X in the corner, but it's still twitter.com. Did he not want to use the domain? Did
the
he
fallout
not
is
want
crazy.
To fully commit.
The fallout on all of this is just crazy.
I think the logical way to pronounce it though is
jitter.
Twitter.
I've been saying jitter.
Shitter. Because it's the X. It's the
jitter.
Shitter. Yeah.
Jitter. I guess Twitter works.
So instead of tweets, it's shits.
Tweets. Oh, shits.
It's shits. And,
but that's the thing is that we know how long it takes to update systems that have been around for more than a decade and maintained live over this time. But I was thinking about around 2009, 2010, where I was sitting in meetings and they wanted to rename that site I used to work for, or they wanted to change the color. And they had all these things that they wanted to change about. It was the one thing is you just can't change the color. That's too associated with the brand. And he took a system where the primary action is a colloquially used verb, and the logo and the color are this perfect branding that everybody knows. And he ruined it. And still now when you load your app, it still says that you need to tweet things, because what would it mean to X something? I mean, it's just it's so bad. You couldn't script how bad it is. Anyway, Bezos had a rocket go boom. That was it was a while ago. It was just a test flight, but it went boom boom.
Oh, there it is.
There's also, check out Human Shader. I just wanted to show this to you because I thought it was awesome. Just a testing rocket. It would have been a better story. So Human Shader was ray tracing, but they asked you to to do it yourself. Everybody gets a pixel, and you're supposed to do the math yourself. And they have a little. What's that?
To help someone's dumb website.
Well, you don't have to anymore because this was 15 days ago. It took 72 hours to render all the pixels. And you can, there you go, scrub through, and you can watch as people, and you can see how many people got wrong. Because in the final output, you can see all the missed pixels. I thought that was neat. It's the world's worst GPU.
I'm looking at the people who failed.
Yeah, and judging them. Oh, but way to go, Aram B. Yeah, and David. Man, oh man. Help
BFF.
Help. He didn't even try. He just went 0.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just thought that was neat. Kevin Mitnick died while we were gone. The internet gave him many nice send-off messages.
Yeah, it's everyone in death is redeemed.
Right. That's the only thing that's saving me.
Well, I not that bad. Kevin. The thing I keep Kevin was all right. I met him a couple times. But the thing I can't get out of my head is he used a friend of mine, his network connection, to do some of his hijinks, and he got my friend into a lot of trouble.
Oh.
And it was my friend didn't go to jail or anything, but I'm just there was collateral damage for Mitnick's legend, right?
Yeah.
And I'm kind of stinks that people, are so quick to laud Kevin and not see the people who are the victims of his hijinks. Not the big companies, but the people, So yeah. But in death all is forgiven, right?
Right.
So
There's some sort of noise coming out of the left channel of something on our audio.
Me?
I don't know.
You.
I don't hear it, but I'm seeing it on my meters, so hopefully it's okay to the audience. Sorry, Ambaloo, if you're still remembering that we exist. We've got so Reddit ditched their coins, and like they had all these things that you could buy their little currencies, and they're gone now. They're just taking them away. And people, so that was like the last thing that was happening on Reddit, which was really weird, which was people were posting comments and just like dumping their cash or dumping their coins on them because apparently they're getting rid of their currency. I thought that was weird. But like in the list of Reddit things, like the Reddit protests are over now. Like there's nobody cares.
No protests left?
Nobody cares anymore. So that's over. Yep.
I do wonder. You know, it's like, why when they do these things, I think, is it someone got a wild hair and said, okay, how do we apply anti-money laundering rules to Reddit Gold, you know, or some nonsense like that? You know, I wonder what's up.
Yeah.
You know, like, what are they doing? And like the awards, we made a decision to sunset coins and awards. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
Nope.
It's like, what was it a huge burden to maintain the system?
Well, I think that they're just going to be rolling out something more unified. And I feel bad because like Reddit is a really good example of like 20 years of evolving ideas, right? They tried stuff for 20 years and it didn't all work.
No, it didn't. But you know, if they're bringing something different but similar, like why don't you just wait and transition to that subsystem? And the users don't give a crap how it's stored in the back end. No, let me help all those aspiring product people. No one cares if their interface doesn't change. So you can change the back ends for whatever until you're blue in the face, get your promotion, get your performance review, whatever out of the way. If you don't change the user's view of it, no one cares, right? So long as it doesn't get worse, right? It's like when you start taking things away so you can go to your new system in 6 months, people are like, what are you, an idiot? Oh, you are.
Yes, yes, you might be. You might be.
It was like this with Google Music and YouTube Music. If they had followed certain people's advice, it wouldn't have been a damn disaster, you know. But instead, they were like, "Oh, it's a really big deal. We have to announce it. We have to manage it." And I'm like,
"Yeah,
how about you just make sure all the functionality moves over, and it's not a kneecapping, and you integrate it with things like YouTube Premium, you know, instead of screwing around with all this stuff." But
yay!
Anyway,
well, nobody knows, or nobody gets a bonus unless
nobody gets a bonus unless they change
notices.
Something.
Yeah.
It sucks. They got to set a fire and put it out to be lauded as a great fire putter outer. Right, Rob Roseboom?
Yes.
The happiest of the three. Poor Rob. All right. We've got the pit droid that one of you guys shared.
Let me.
Was there any video of the pit droid?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Cool. I couldn't find the video.
I was trying to find a video of him walking, you know, but
I don't think that there's walking. The article said it was just adjustments for the camera, like it was posable, and the camera could target.
Okay, it'd be so much cooler if it could walk.
Right.
I mean, it's cute. It's adorable.
For sure. Good for that guy. It's too bad it's a prequel thing, but you know.
Yeah.
No, that made me smile. Taylor Swift set a record by having her fans make so much stompy action that it measured on the local Seattle seismometers.
Yeah.
So
the internet got to talk about Taylor Swift for free, which is something that just happens.
Guatemala. Guatemala. Amazing.
Wow.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. We get the pictures of quakes.
Taylor Swift, though, man. The thing is, though, 2.3 isn't a big deal, but I think she was doing this at Lumen Field. It was, yeah,
I mean, they measured it. Good for
people
them.
who came out as like Swiftie fans and are like begging on Nextdoor for tickets and all that stuff. I'm like, what is going on? So, I mean, I know Taylor Swift is very popular.
I would go see a Taylor Swift concert, but I don't have a daughter.
Are you going to pay $4,000 for it?
I don't have a teen daughter that wants to go, so if I went, I would be a weirdo.
These things seem really expensive.
They are really expensive.
I gotta say. And I think she added some dates, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like, dude.
I don't really like her last album either. I like her older
stuff.
stuff.
I didn't listen to it much. I know the hits that everybody knows. I'm not like a Swift expert.
A Swiftie?
A Swift spurt.
A Swift spurt. I still do enjoy the Swift on Security Twitter handle.
That's pretty funny.
I like those. We've the European Euclid Space Telescope has been turned on. It is now collecting light.
First light.
And the big difference with this one is that it's going to catch wide chunks of the sky as opposed to little tiny far away bits of the sky. And over its lifespan, it's expected to be able to look at like a third of the sky. It's a lot of sky.
Interesting.
The Perseid meteor shower is like
it's
this week right now, I think. So now it's the thing where I look at the weather reports and try to find a clear night, because if Michigan is going to be cloudy, it's going to be during the Perseid meteor shower. There's some sort of, I don't know the rule, but there is one. I didn't read The Fugitive Who Faked His Own Death. I don't know what this one is.
So I think, Rob, if you're up for commenting, I would love to hear your take on this one. It's so funny.
I didn't read it either.
Okay, so
I just saw that he was saying that he is not that person, and he had some very stupid reasons and excuses for
it. Except for he's got the same tattoos.
Yes.
Like up and down his arms. I don't want to take off my shirt. Thank you very much. You know? What happened was, so he was a politician in Rhode Island, I think, and he was found to be a child porn person or something.
Oh, great.
And so he faked his death, and then he shows up in Britain a number of years later, and he's in this wheelchair now, in theory, and it's hilarious. It's just very funny to me because he's like, I mean, he's got this whole suit thing on. He looks like a parody. I'm Arthur Knight, and he you know, he's getting rolled around, and you know, I'm not saying he's not handicapped or anything.
Is his deal that he's just like super rich? Like, how did he arrange this?
I don't know.
It doesn't cost a whole lot for you to say you're not the same person.
Well, he's wearing a suit and has like servants, it looks like.
Well, that's his spouse.
Yeah.
You shouldn't call your spouse a servant.
Oh, it didn't really. Okay. It looked like he had people.
Like suits aren't that expensive.
His
one, you know.
His friends in Rhode Island are like, hey, yeah, that's him. You know, and it's like in the beginning you're like, well, maybe it's not him. You know, people are different and change, and then they get to this here. You know, where here's, you know,
couldn't even have
those
been
are very
distinctive,
specific.
But he's wearing the suit so that he won't have to take his jacket
and he won't
off.
take it off in public, but you know, his ex-wife's like, yeah, it's totally him. Come on. You know? And like apparently the way he got found out is he's been on Interpol's Most Wanted for a while, and he went in for a doctor's appointment, and they're like, those tattoos are awful. I think you might be this guy.
Weird. All right then.
Very funny. So I just got a kick out of it. You know, I was like, you know, I mean, this is a thing you read about in books or in movies, but doesn't actually happen because it's
right.
You know, it's just not very likely. You know,
kind of amazing. I hate to say it, he reminds me of when I saw the picture, it looked like Guillermo del Toro. I must have seen him in like a smoking jacket or something. Like, what's going on with that?
Yeah. Well, you know, Guillermo del Toro, he lost a lot of weight.
Oh yeah.
It's but yeah, it's gosh, it's very funny.
Let's see. We've got well, Meta has to reveal an anonymous Facebook post over defamatory posts. This was settled in by The Hague,
The Hague,
apparently. So it's real.
Goebbels, Slobodan Milosevic,
Zuck,
and this anon on Facebook. I'm like, The Hague? Have you stooped so low that you're dealing with this kind of nonsense?
They were bored. They had an afternoon.
I guess. I mean, all the war criminals are in jail, I guess.
Yep.
They got to keep their motors oiled up,
That checks out. There's a cool story about the discs of Tron roadside pickup.
Yeah.
I actually was pretty grooved on that. What was interesting about that is that it's the sit-down version of that cabinet.
No, it's the stand-up.
No, it's the sit-down. Look at the pictures.
No, it's just it's like a hump you can put your butt on.
Look at the pictures, man.
I know. I've been there. I mean, sorry. Yeah. So basically, it's like you can kind of sit, but it's meant as a put your butt on.
Yeah,
spot. It's like a rest spot for your bottom.
Yeah. Okay. It's not technically a chair. It's a lean, but
This is called the stand-up disc of Tron. I'm sorry, Rob. There's a very specific nomenclature for this.
All right.
Which I have stocked everywhere I've lived for
Excellent.
the last 40 years. I always know where the closest discs of Tron thing is. All right.
For my childhood, the closest
yes,
discs of Tron was the Grand Roller Rink.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, in California, they had one at the Golf Land in Sunnyvale, and then they had another one over in the arcade at the beach, Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. They have this big arcade, huge, and they had one there, and I was like,
not even that good of a game, honestly, but for Tron fans,
I liked it.
No, I mean,
not defeat me.
The Tron game that killed me was for the Intellivision. There was one called Tron Deadly Discs.
Sure.
And I don't know how we ended up with a copy of Tron Deadly Discs. And it was one of those games that was an incredibly hard game to play because everything on the Intellivision is an incredibly hard game to play. Because I don't know if you've ever seen an Intellivision controller, but it has just about the worst controller in like 1980 technology. And I remember logging countless hours playing Deadly Discs of Tron with my brother, and it took that long just to figure out how to move your guy.
The Intellivision was a tough console to load.
It was, and it was the one I had. I got a Nintendo really late, but I played the crap out of this game. I don't think that I could play it now. 1981. Yeah, there it is.
Beep.
This is me in like at age 7. This is cutting edge video games for me.
Yeah, it's on the archive, if you want to play it.
So
I don't know what button to hit.
Who knows? Because the Intellivision controller had like 40 buttons.
Well, it had a ton of those number buttons.
It had a whole keypad, and it had 2 buttons on each side.
Oh, did I do something? No, I didn't. Man.
So the weird thing about this game is that you had to
I don't
use
have a 10 key on this thing.
The thing you had to use the 10 key buttons to aim the disc. So your directional arrows run around, but then what direction you want to shoot the disc is the 10 keys.
And then you have to hit a button with it.
It's bad. It's bad.
I'm giving up.
Yeah, you should give up. This is a bad game.
I'm gonna. Well, what kills me is I haven't died yet.
Well, just don't get hit.
Can I go through here? No, I can't go through.
I think you had to touch those to unlock something, but the other side isn't open. And when they're open, I think you could go through the sides, but I don't. Yeah. I think you have to kill all 3 guys and then touch all 3 doors, maybe, because if you don't close the doors, then more guys come in. Good game. Not really. There's we've discovered the ultimate question in space, and I think that we should all look at the ultimate question in space together and ponder it, because there it is. Ta-da!
Okay. What instrument took this picture? Oh, James Webb,
Webb,
of course. I mean, you can tell by the
with the little
patterns.
Yeah, the hexagonal or whatever that is.
Yeah.
Cool. So now we know the question. Now we got to find the answer. But we already know
the answer is
answer.
obviously ooh.
Yeah, there you go.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh.
Oh.
Ooh.
Zoom is
then we
making their
have-
employees return to the office.
Which is ironic,
right?
I think.
Yep.
I think it's legit ironic.
Yep, for sure.
So.
So of course, it's funny now for me to see like what are the most obvious headlines or the most obvious stories. Of course, this gets picked. The poster child of work from home is going hybrid. So now it's
structured hybrid.
Structured hybrid, sure.
Structured.
Whatever that means. The Marvel VFX workers are voting to unionize, which is probably a good idea. I don't know how
it's overdue. I mean, VFX is, and like a couple of other small, they haven't been unionized ever.
Right.
Special effects houses, and they've been used. I mean, it's a lot of crunch time. Oh, Rob, are you all right, man?
Yeah.
It's so much worse too in that particular industry because it can theoretically be done anywhere. So like you keep seeing like a bunch of special effects shops open up in Arizona because Arizona gives a really good tax break, and then they work there for 2 years until the tax break dries up, and then all of those people lose their jobs.
Yeah.
But you can theoretically do that anywhere. So any company that's that wants to start up any jurisdiction that has tax benefits can open up. The companies take advantage of it, milk it, and that's a bummer.
Well, this is the Marvel employees, not the FX houses they use. So it's like it's a start,
Yeah.
But
I hope that they figure that out. But I don't think that the special effects were the problem with Secret Invasion.
No. Oh, I haven't even watched it. Was it good?
I thought Falcon and the Winter Soldier was a low point that would be difficult for them to go beneath, but boy, did they. I was so bored.
I watched 2 episodes and I thought about trying to. I'm finding myself in bed a lot these days.
Yeah, for some reason.
So
yeah,
I tried watching it from bed, but even there it was a no-go. I just don't care about any of it.
Not even good for convalescing. Think about that.
Yeah.
I did finish. I watched The Flash finally, though.
Oh yeah. Do you like the babies falling?
The Babies Falling is kind of a good one, and I also loved the Nicolas Cage Superman fighting the giant spider. Having seen the Kevin Smith show, I thought that was brilliant.
Yep, super fun.
Other than that, I mean,
that is nice.
You don't need to watch it.
No, it's not particularly special. You'd be much better suited watching either half of Barbenheimer.
Well, actually, they made an animated version of this, a Flashpoint.
Yeah,
DC did. So if you watch the animated Flashpoint, it's great.
Yep, it actually works.
And you can see they take stuff right out of that. I mean, it's a story, so of course some of the things are going to be the same. But
is it out on HBO yet?
I don't know. It's on digital. It's on something.
I see. Say no more.
I don't know what platform I watch anything on anymore. I know I pay for a lot of them, and then I know that I watch a lot of things for services that I pay for on platforms that aren't necessarily the ones I paid for. Actually, speaking of movies that just came out, Across the Spider-Verse is now out on digital as well. So if you want to watch an actually good movie, that's available for you.
I was rewatching Into the Spider-Verse. It's so good, man.
This isn't as good, but I think that only because I think the first one is so great that it's hard to compete with. I mean, you've heard me say this. I think this is like a Citizen Kane / Star Wars / like I think it's Toy Story. It's that level of breakthrough for art. The last one that we have on the list, I guess we were gone for 2 weeks, so we didn't get to talk about the rise of LK-99, and now apparently it's
decline.
It's fizzle. We all were like, there was like 2 days late there where we were like, we might have a room temperature superconductor, and then it was all like, nope, we don't have a room temperature superconductor. Sorry, but it was good times while it was happening, right?
Yeah, I saw some people, they're like, yeah, we got this one to sort of float. And I'm like,
a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun though. It was fun watching like Twitter like be like skeptical. I'm sorry, jitter. Be skeptical, and then like watching all the labs try to reproduce it and stuff. You don't often get to see like a fast frenzy like that. But you know, too bad, guys. I guess Earth is still screwed. We don't got cold fusion and we don't got room temperature superconductors. So I guess the fact that it's now like 130 degrees in South America and the oceans are boiling the fish, everything's going to be great.
Well, I mean, at least What We Do in the Shadows is back. It's still fun.
You know what? It is fun. I've enjoyed that tremendously. You know what else came back is Futurama. I've only watched one episode of that, but it's back.
I don't know. I mean, I really loved Futurama when it came out. The later stuff, I'm like, I'm not sure I need it. You know?
That's fair. I have a special warmth in my heart for any show that I can share with my children. And that's why I continue to watch Lower Decks. And that's another thing worth mentioning is Star Trek Strange New Worlds. This season has been awesome. Yeah. And I realized that the less Glee-powered of us might not feel the same, but I thought the Lower Decks crossover episode was absolutely fantastic.
Was that the musical?
No, the musical was 2 episodes later. But the last 3 episodes have all just been absolute pleasures. There was the Lower Decks crossover, a really serious, well-done one about like PTSD and the scars of war, and then a musical. So really, we've had everything now. We've watched Klingons dance to K-pop. So
this doesn't sound like fun to me.
That's
no, not at all.
Maybe I'm too cranky and old.
But you're dead inside, remember?
Yeah, maybe that's it.
No, I'm just not a 10-year-old girl inside. That's all.
Deep inside. No, I don't even know that the 10-year-old girl is deep
Unless
inside.
Unless it was BTS starring as the Klingons, I don't even think 10-year-old girls would care about it.
The lead Klingon in that sequence was the guy who played the Andorian Doctor in season 1. He died in the spoilers. He died in the season finale of last season, and they brought him back to play a Klingon for like 2 lines of dialogue and to dance.
Shouldn't he have just gone and done the Star Trek convention circuit for the rest of his life?
No way. He should be like what is it, Jeffrey Combs? Who just shows up like every 6 months on a new Star Trek thing. I'm just a different guy now.
I mean, I remember him from The Reanimator.
You know what? I just watched Bride of Reanimator, which I wasn't really aware existed. But because I only watched Reanimator like a year ago and friggin' loved it. It's so funny.
It's great.
Bride isn't nearly as good, but it's still got some charm.
Bride the one that takes place in the jail?
A lot of it is like in South America and stuff. Or like there's like some dig and they're getting bodies there. As you do. Do we have anything else we want to talk about before we go and return to our convalescing? All right. Folks, that was a very enthusiastic episode 799 to Geeks in Space. Thanks, Rob Roseboom. Thanks, Chris DeBona. And I was still Rob Commander Taco Malda, and we'll see you maybe when everybody's a little more healed. Bye.